Morning! So, nutrition and menopause. I feel like I want to make a little rhyme up, but I can't think of anything. Nutrition's a bit of a funny word anyway, isn't it? It's a bit cold, it's a bit clinical, it brings up diet. What I like is the word nourishment. Because that feels a little bit more like, it feels a bit softer, it feels a bit more, nourishing, I suppose. It feels like something we can do more. It feels like something that we're adding to ourselves, making ourselves feel better. Whereas nutrition can have other connotations with diet and restrictive and feeling deprived and hard and that's the last thing we need as we're going through challenging times, whether it's hormonally or otherwise. So nourish ourselves through menopause. Yes. And let's talk about nourishing ourselves with food. It's easy to get overcomplicated when we're thinking about, food and what we should eat, and we read this thing and we read that thing, and should I be eating this? But what about my medication? And what about my thyroid? Or am I menopausal? But I thought we're supposed to eat soya, but they say don't eat soya. What about these phytoestrogens? What are all they about? But is fat good? What about carbs? Oh, hang on a minute, but I really like my wine. But then what about caffeine? How am I going to survive without that? Oh my God! Stop. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it super simple. Number one for me, when we're talking about what we're putting in our mouth, is how's your digestion? I'm rubbing my tummy, but you can't see. Lots of women going through the menopause complain of digestive issues they've never had before. IBS, constipation, really common. And that would be something we really need to address, especially with perimenopause, because we need to be excreting, I was trying to think of a different word, all those excess hormones. They need to move along and move out. So even before we think about the type of food, let's think about how your digestion is, because you could be eating a perfect diet, I don't know what that is, but you might not actually be absorbing it. So how's your digestion? Do you get discomfort after eating? Do you get acid reflux? Do you get bloated? Do you get constipated? Do you get diarrhea? All these kind of questions are really important. So that would be the first thing to look at. And once you start thinking, actually things aren't quite right, then you can start honing in really and seeing perhaps what's causing it, and start to look, you might have maybe some food allergies going on. It may be that you're eating a too high a fibre diet. Too much fibre, really? Maybe. It may be that you're eating too many carbs. Don't take away my carbs. It could be many things, but the first stage is to have a little bit of awareness around what you're eating and finding a connection between what you're eating and how that's affecting your gut. Have you noticed, there's any foods that make you feel worse? Is there any foods that make you feel better? Are you moving your bowels every day? What's your poo like? Is it all right? These are the kind of questions we need to be asking ourselves before we get down the rabbit hole of different diets and eating this and eating that. How's your digestion? Put any comments below. I'd love to know what's going on for you with your digestive health. It's something that I'm personally examining at the moment. I've got some stuff going on and it takes a little bit of detective work. So, any comments? Love to hear feedback. Always nice to hear from you ladies. See